Hello, history adventurers! It's me, Ramuel, your trusty guide through the wild, wacky, and sometimes super serious past. Today, we're diving into the turbulent era of 210 AD to 230 AD. We'll explore the end of a dynasty, the rise of new emperors, and a fascinating church leader who was a scholar, a rival, and a saint. Our story begins with Hippolytus of Rome, a man with a mind as sharp as a Roman sword. Born around 170 AD, Hippolytus was a Christian theologian and scholar who wrote in Greek, the language of the Roman Church at the time. He was a very serious and strict guy who believed the church was getting a little too relaxed. This put him at odds with the popes of his time, especially Pope Calixtus. Hippolytus was so angry about what he saw as their lax rules that he started his own group and was elected as a rival bishop of Rome, making him the first ever Antipope. This church drama went on for almost 20 years. But in 235 AD, both Hippolytus and Pope Pontian were arrested and exiled to brutal mines in Sardinia, where they both died. During this shared hardship, they reconciled with each other, proving that even bitter rivals can find common ground. While Hippolytus was busy with his church drama, the Roman Empire was in a total state of chaos. The period started with the last years of Emperor Caracalla's reign. Caracalla was a famously brutal emperor who was assassinated in 217 AD. His death plunged the empire into a short-lived, chaotic period with a new emperor almost every year. First came Macrinus, a general who was emperor for a little over a year before being overthrown. Then, a much more bizarre character took the throne. Elagabalus reigned 218–222 AD. He was a teenager who was more interested in outlandish religious ceremonies and shocking public behavior than running the empire. His bizarre reign was so controversial that he was also assassinated. The throne then went to his cousin, Alexander Severus, reigned 200–235 AD, who was a much more stable ruler. But even with a good emperor in charge, the empire was struggling. It faced constant conflicts with Germanic tribes along its northern borders and a new threat in the east, the Sasanian Empire. This new Persian Empire overthrew the old Parthian Empire in 224 AD, starting a long and epic rivalry with Rome. If you thought Rome's drama was bad, take a look at China. The Han Dynasty, which had ruled for over 400 years, officially came to a crashing end in 220 AD. Following the death of the last Han emperor, China was divided into three rival states, kicking off the famous Three Kingdoms period. These kingdoms were Cao Wei in the north, led by Cao Pi, Shu Han in the west, led by the famous Liu Bei, and Eastern Wu in the south, led by Sun Quan. This was a time of intense civil war, military strategy, and endless political betrayals. These events have been immortalized in classic Chinese literature and are still a major part of Chinese history and culture today. China and Rome weren't the only place with things going on. Across the Atlantic Ocean, civilizations in the Americas were flourishing. The great city of Teotihuacan in Mesoamerica was a massive cultural powerhouse. Also, the Maya and Zapotec civilizations were also growing, building impressive cities and engaging in wars to expand their power. Let's keep heading west. In Japan, the Yayoi period was transitioning to the Kofun period as society became more agricultural. In Korea, the Proto-Three Kingdoms period was ending, as the three kingdoms of Goguryeo, Baekje, and Silla were consolidating their power. So there you have it. Some crazy and wonderful things were happening around the world between 210 AD to 230 AD.